Oldham tonight is open. For days, the threat of a full lockdown has hung over this town, but new restrictions stopped short of that. Residents now won't be able to mix with other households anywhere, not even in pubs. They will stay open. But for Denise, who runs a pub on the edge of Oldham, business will be harder still.
We'd love to be back to what we were, where all the young farmers come in and stand around the bar, etc. But we are where we are, and we have to make the most of what we've got. And everybody who comes in feels safe, they feel welcomed. The comments we get is that it feels like a pub, even though the restrictions are in place.
Despite a sharp rise in cases, mainly in younger people socialising outside the home, local officials fought tooth and nail to avoid pub and restaurant closures. Are you not potentially putting the rest of the country at risk?
I've always adopted a very safety-first approach to this, but you have to, I think, take the view that a local lockdown is the last resort, because it will have very serious consequences for local economies, for people's mental health, and for me it should be the very, very end of the line.
The new rules will also apply in Blackburn and Pendle in Lancashire. Birmingham too has had a wake-up call today. A spike in cases means it's now on the government's watch list. Extra testing here will help determine who is getting it and where. But one local consultant doesn't believe there's cause to worry.
Over the last week, it's been eerily quiet from the perspective of COVID. We're not seeing new admissions across University Hospitals Birmingham, which covers a huge part of the population of the West Midlands. We have only a handful of cases critically ill in intensive care right now.
But scientists warn it wouldn't take much for that to change.
The young people who are getting infected at greater rate in some places would have to infect older people in the household or something like that. That takes a bit of time. Then the older people would have to get ill enough to go into hospital. So there's going to be a gap between the initial increase in cases and increases in hospitalisations.
Turning outbreaks around is not impossible. Birmingham has a week to do it, but any failure here could have repercussions far and wide.